Good evening to all and welcome to the session Grammar Practice Batch. I have brought 15 questions. First 5 questions are rather easy, but after that, questions 6 to 15 are rather challenging. Let us start the session with the first one. Here you have 5 questions. In each sentence, there is one error. You have to spot that error. Please read the first one. Some of our staff is worried that as soon as the project is over, they will lose their jobs. Where is the error? Good evening. Good evening to all of you. Please read the first sentence and try to spot the error. Am I audible? No one has responded the first question. How come this long? Ah, one student has responded. Yes. Here, some of our staff answer my question. What is the subject here? Subject is not staff. Subject is some. Some is the subject. After the subject, you have a phrase. Thank you. What is the phrase? Of our staff. Always put the phrase across about the subject in brackets. Then you look at the subject and the verb. Will you say some is or some are? Obviously, are. That is one thing. And if you read the sentence, some of our staff are worried that as soon as a project is over, they will lose their jobs. Plural form has been used. But let me ask a question. If I say staff, which noun is it? You will answer it is a collective noun. And if I say staffs, is it right or wrong? A lot of students have a fixed idea. They think staff's wrong. Nothing wrong with that word. It depends on the context. Look at the example. The staffs of different universities have attended the meeting. Exactly. Here the context talks about the staff, not one university, different universities. Then we can use it in the plural form. Do remember, context always matters. Rules are there, but context is the king. Please go to the next one. If you decide to hold the function in Kolkata, not much of us will be able to attend. If you decide, please read question number 2. Ajay, I have seen your comment. I will come up with a video how to deal with mains. Please wait for that video. In that video, I'll give all the tips. You have to wait for some time. Please go to question number 2. Tapa has answered. If you decide to hold, no problem. The function in Kolkata, not much of us or not many of us. Here we are talking about countable. So we cannot say much. What is the right word? Not many of us will be able to attend. Exactly. Countable, uncountable. Uncountable, we use much. And countable, we use many. Here we have to use many. Otherwise, nothing wrong with that. Go to question number 3. In case you need 5 people to run a branch, You should be selected 10. Why? Since some may leave, that is quite natural. Exactly. Not many of us. Have you heard what I said, Ajay? I will come up with a special video how to deal with mains English, and that will help you. In case you need 5 people to run a branch, you should be selected or you should select. Here you cannot use it in passive voice. It should be in active voice. You should select, then it is correct. You should select 10. Why? Since some may leave, that's quite natural. Attrition. But here, a typical candidate may look at the question, think of the answer. Once he or she gets the answer, may go to the next one. But be a smart learner. Whenever you get a chance, try to recollect whatever you have learnt and consolidate. Here there is a helping verb, should. Should has two functions. One, it is used to advise or suggest to someone. It is used to advise or suggest to someone. If you ask me, sir, what is the difference between advise, suggest? Advise general, suggest specific. And the second function many people don't know, in our country especially, it is used to express a possibility, but the chances are less. Chances are less, possibility. We use three helping verbs. One might, second could, third should. They all express a possibility where chances are less. Chances are more, we use may. And you should also recollect another helping verb in this context, ought to. Here, yes, that's right. Ought to. This has become outdated in Western countries. Here we still use Old English, formal, advise or suggest, ought to. Informal, should. Now, formal or informal, Western countries, they use should. And ought to has become outdated. But still, you can expect in the exam. It is being used in this part of the world. Please go to question number 4. How can you give up this job when you are just about to be appointed for general manager? Whenever you get a chance, see all these sessions you attend, I appreciate. And first you have to get the answer. But after that, every question, see what is there to learn. And the moment you look at a particular word, try to focus on that. Something important from grammar point of view, recollect, consolidate. That is a smart approach. Simply questions, answers, sheer waste of time. Value addition always. How can you give up this job when you are just about to be appointed for general manager? No, no, nothing wrong with question mark. How can you do that? How can you go there? That's a question. You have to use the question mark. Hema has got it right. How can you give up this job when you are just about to be appointed? This isn't passive voice. But appointed for is not correct. We have to say appointed as. Appointed as what? General manager. But it is controversial. There are certain verbs cannot be used. They don't take as, consider, appoint, elect, name, call. Though exceptions are there. Please go to the last one. Easy. Today I don't expect a lot of students because of IPL finals. Right now we have about 30. That is good, pretty good. Rajiv is the best person to advise you. It's a verb. Since he faced plenty of difficulty while setting up his business. Anusha, first one to respond. Very good. Let others also respond. Nothing wrong. No, no, no. To advise. Perfect. Yes. After that, Ajay, Hema, and no, Tapa. Nothing wrong with to advise. Here, difficulty is not the right word. We have to use the word difficulties. Difficulties means problems. And you should also think of the word, better word, hardships. Hardships, difficulties, problems, they all mean the same. And we should use in the plural form. And the moment you look at the word advise, you have to recollect. Advise, verb. And what is a noun form? Advise, noun. VICE, noun, and VISC, verb. But here, vice, we have a separate noun. You all know vice president, vice captain, that's a different thing. But vice means bad quality. And what is opposite? Virtue, good quality. Whenever we talk about a particular person, we talk about his virtues, we use a plural form. We talk about that person's virtues and vices. Means what? Good qualities and bad qualities. That you have to recollect. We have 5 questions now. Listen very carefully. You see a sentence with a blank. Then you have 4 options. Any 2 options are correct. The combinations are there. You have to choose. And these questions quite challenging. Killed and died. Killed, usually someone gets killed. Die, natural. Kill, it is like receiving action from someone. Both are entirely different. Who is this? Sai Yadav. Die, natural. Kill, someone, some action is involved, someone is involved. He killed someone. That is different. He died on his own. Here, would you like to have much coffee, more coffee, some coffee, many coffee? Obviously, coffee you cannot use in the plural form, many ruled out. And here, much more. Much, how much you can ask, but would you like to have more coffee? Would you like to have some coffee? What is the answer? B, C. These are quite challenging under pressure, mind you, but I appreciate all those who have answered, they have got it right. B, C. Again, you have to recollect, would you like? Would plus like to means what? Want to. And would like to is very polite, goes with a formal situation. You cannot say when someone comes, elderly person, what do you want? It sounds very rude. You should say, what would you like to have? When you go to someone's office, you cannot say, I want to meet the manager. You have to say, I would like to meet the manager. That is very formal and polite. That you have to recollect. The Dysart Unified School District says they are investigating threats made. The district and Dysart High School towards, against, for, after. Here, 3 things are involved. 1, grammar knowledge. 2nd, contextual awareness. 3rd, word combinations. And all these are prepositions. That is again grammar based. Please mention the question number. The Dysart Unified School District says they are investigating threats made towards and against, you can. For, no. After, no. So what is the answer? A, B. Which option is that? Wonderful. Good, I appreciate. And mind you, these are from the actual previous year's papers. Under pressure, not easy to handle. I was going to say hello when I realized that I couldn't remember his name. I could not recollect his name, would have been better. No problem. Beyond, over, through, across. Question number 8. Mention the question number. Please mention the question number. I was going to say hello when I realized that I couldn't remember his name. No one has answered question number 8. I was going beyond. I was going over. I was going through. I was going across. Here you cannot use beyond, you cannot use through. I was going over and also I was going across. Answer is B, D. Which option is that? Not C, D. Going through you cannot say. I was going over there. That's understood. No, who has said E? No, not D. Not C, D. Not A, B. No one has got it right. How come? I was going over there or over to him. It's understood. I was going over to him to say hello. Perfect. I was going across the room, across the street, across the table to say hello to him. You can use over, you can use across. Through cannot be used. Through goes with, imagine there is a frame and something goes from this side and comes out from the other side. One of the functions, through. It doesn't go with this. Beyond doesn't go with this. Answer is BD. Who has got BD? Tirupati Rao. Only one student. So a tough one. In 1997, the sales tax was lowered to 4%. Then in 2001, it was abolished. Abolish means to completely remove, ban, prohibit, abolish. It was abolished together, laterally, completely, altogether. So what is the answer? This is rather easy. It was abolished. Please mention the question number. It was abolished. No one has responded. Who is this? Hema, first one. BC. Together you cannot use. Laterally, no. It was abolished completely. It was abolished altogether. We use these two words. Based on that, CD. Which option is that? D. CD is the answer. CD. A few students have got it right. Abolish completely, abolish altogether. Standard expressions. Children, their parents, authority far more nowadays than they did in the past. Any noun, plural noun ends in the letter S, you have to use the apostrophe after the letter S. That you have to recollect. Question number 10. Children, their parents' authority far more nowadays than they did in the past. Children dispute, children question, children confront, children challenge. Children dispute, no. Children question parents' authority. Confront, no. Children challenge their parents' authority. Based on that, BD, Ramesh has got it right, and Bharat, Anusha, BD. Here, which option is that? E is the answer. BD. Question someone's authority. Challenge someone's authority. Listen to me first. Questions 11 to 15, quite challenging. You see a sentence and there are two errors, not one. So you got to read carefully. Two errors. What are those two errors? Usually what happens if you take two errors or multiple errors, one you may know, the other you may not know. Imagine they ask you to find out three errors. Two you may know, one you may not know. Then you are in trouble. And you got to be very good at English grammar, contextual awareness, only then. So first one, easy. Return back. Return means to come back. Good, good enough, fair enough. Where is the second error? A plan to allow the return of those displaced to their homes in the medium term must also be put in order with the help of the security forces. You have to spot two errors, not one, and write the right word. Midterm, no problem. No, nothing wrong with medium term. No, nothing wrong. That is a problem. Must also be put in order, put into order. Here the preposition, it must be put into order. In order to know, put into order. Must also be put into order, be put into order with the help of the security forces. Second one is not easy. First one easy. These are my questions. One is easy, the other one is difficult. You have to spot two errors. Beginning of a trade war in 2018, US policy towards China has changed into a draconian technology denial regime aimed with hobbling China's rise. Put into practice means implement, put into, implement. Whatever you say, put into practice means what? Implement. Beginning of a trade war in 2018. US policy, not the US policy. You can say that US policy. Yes, one is easy. Aimed with is not correct. It takes a preposition at. Aimed at. Where is the other error? No, no, nothing wrong with this US policy. US policy towards China. No, no. The second one is very difficult. Beginning of a trade war. Not correct. Beginning with a trade war. Here we have to use a preposition. Who is this? Manasa, wonderful. One student has got it right. Quite impressive. Beginning with a trade war in 2018, US policy towards China has morphed into a draconian technology denial regime aimed at hobbling China's rise. First one is this, very difficult. I'm glad one student could spot that. Please go to question number 13. The informal banking system with microfinancing at their core got a fillip with NABARD chipping in with support, paving the way for other financial institutions to follow suits. This is both you should be able to spot, not that difficult. The informal banking system with microfinancing at their core got a fillip with NABARD chipping in, getting involved with support, paving the way for other financial institutions to follow suits. So where are the two errors? One is easy, other one is also easy, but no one has responded. Very good. Anusha, first one to respond. Both. Here the subject is informal banking system, and you cannot use a pronoun in the plural form. We have to use its. And do remember, possessive pronouns never take an apostrophe. There is an important rule that goes with possessive pronouns. What is it? They never take an apostrophe. Common error, letter writing, people write this way. Wrong. You have to write yours truly. In descriptive English, if you make this mistake, you lose 2 marks. Remember. The same way, it's no apostrophe. First error. And the second one, not suits, follow suit. Follow the footsteps. It's no apostrophe. Please remember, all of you, if you write this way, it is wrong. Possessive pronouns never take an apostrophe. You have to write it as its. When I tell students this thing, they look at me with a question mark face. What does it mean? They have a question. They want to say, sir, we have seen its IT apostrophe S in some magazines and newspapers. But you're telling us possessive pronouns never take an apostrophe. I stick to that, no exception whatsoever. This is not about possession. It is a short form of it is or it has. Do remember the rule. Possessive pronouns never take an apostrophe. Follow suit. Don't separately take the word suit. To follow suit means to follow the footsteps, to go in the same direction. That is an idiomatic expression. Please go to question number 14. A lengthy sentence. There are two errors, not one. You got to read very carefully. While the agenda for the summit was expensive and ambitious, the imperative for the G7 countries, led by Japan, appeared to be centered around the means to consolidate approaches toward the most pressing global issues while walking respective geopolitical tightropes. This is quite challenging, in my opinion. First, you have to read carefully. A lengthy sentence looks like a paragraph. Then you should be able to spot the errors, not one, two. I appreciate your response. Right or wrong, don't worry. Respond. And if you get it right, you will be very happy. You don't get it right, you will learn from your mistake. Next time you see the question in the exam, you can answer effortlessly. Nothing wrong with that centered around. Perfect. Keep guessing. Nothing wrong with toward. I have already told you guys. Toward, towards both mean the same. Both are grammatically correct. No, we have got this many a time. You can say toward, you can say towards. Both are perfect. Nothing wrong. Who is this? Swapna has got one. Here, lead is not correct. The verb should be in the past. Led by. Anbu also got it right. One you guys got, and Venkatesh also got it right. Lead by Japan, no, led by Japan. One is easy, the other one quite difficult. I'm glad a few students have got Sai Yadav, Venkateshan, and some more students have got lead is not correct. It should be led by Japan. But where is the other one? If you spot the other one, great. Not at all easy. Here, expensive is not correct. It should be expansive. While the agenda for the summit was expansive and ambitious, not expensive. Agenda cannot be expensive. Summit can be expensive, not agenda. Expansive means wide in range. So what is the second error? Not expensive, expansive. That is very difficult under pressure. The last one for today. The old building gives direction to independent India, while the new one witnessed the making of India as. So, short sentence, try to spot. This is based on contextual awareness. You got to read very carefully. Nothing wrong with where is the word approach? Are you talking about question number 14? That is over. The old building, contextual awareness. Here we are talking about the new parliament building. That is a context. Old one already over. We have to use a verb in the past form. The old building gave direction to independent India, while the new one will witness future, will witness the making of India as so. Here gave already over independent India, and new parliament building will witness the growth. Gave and will witness. One verb should be in past, the other should be in future. One talks about before independence, at the time of independence, before independence, the parliament building. It gave direction to independent India and part of colonial era. New one, it will witness the making of India. as Atmanirbhar Bharat. So you have to understand the context. This is not easy. Before I wind up the session, I've started a new batch, foundation course, and a few sessions are over. Foundation course for all exams, banks, SSC, UPSC, all exams. Only two topics are over. One topic is over, nouns, and pronoun not complete. I have started today. Still, enrollment is open. Try to watch that video, have a look at the syllabus, and I'm going to touch all the important topics. It is a foundation course for all competitive exams. Do please watch that video, then you get an idea. And I'm going to launch new courses tomorrow or day after. One goes with descriptive English, the other one I will let you know tomorrow. And tomorrow morning, as usual, we have the session, the Hindu live, same day editorial, morning 7 a.m. Thanks for being with me till almost 8. Good night to all of you. See you tomorrow morning. Thank you.